What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hood healer. It's your favorite hood high priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. It's your favorite auntie, captain, goddess, king. LadySpeech in the place to be, and I want to welcome you back to this channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world, and you're also right here, right now, sharing a little bit of time and space with me. So first and foremost, thank you for that. Thank you for that. If you're feeling this, if you're feeling me, if you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with all of these here shenanigans. Now, let's take a deep dive into today's video, shall we? All right, y'all, as you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to get into it. We're gonna get into it. And today's video, the theme of today's video is all about relationships. That's the flavor of today's video, is relationships. And the message that I got for you today, is stop idolizing other people's romantic relationships. Other people's romantic relationships should not, in fact, be relationship goals for you. Let me say that again. Stop idolizing other people's romantic relationships, and nobody's romantic relationships should be relationship goals for you. This video is inspired by a Facebook status that I ended up authoring yesterday. And I woke up with the message heavy on my heart. I don't know what kind of dreams I was having last night, but I literally woke up, or the night before, I woke up and I was like, y'all gotta quit idolizing. I literally woke up in my sleep with the message. It's like, y'all gotta stop it. Y'all gotta stop doing relationship goals. And let me be clear. I have done this. I'm guilty of this. And I learned to stop doing this. And this is the message, a gospel that I want to pass on to all of y'all. Stop idolizing people's relationships. Nobody's romantic relationship should be relationship goals for you. Okay, so let's break down why. Number one, nobody's relationship should be relationship goals for you because you are never privy to all of the things that have gone on behind closed doors. Okay? The good relationships that you're going to encounter, the good relationships that you see, the good relationships that you admire, they are filled with trials, tribulations, arguments, disagreements. They are filled with messed up moments. They are filled with lots of therapy and or prayer. They're filled with good support systems and times where you are being taxed beyond your limit. They are filled with great things and a whole lot of not so good things. Good relationships require an immense amount of self-accountability and self-reflection. They require good communication. They require compromise. They require a willingness to heal, to confront yourself. They require a willingness to build with someone. They require a lot. Good relationships require work. All of that is work. And some of that is emotional work, some of that is mental work, some of that is physical work, some of that is spiritual work, some of that is healing work. Some of that is all of that. No matter what flavor of it is, it's work. Good relationships require work. Good relationships require compromise. They require a lot. They require a lot of things that a lot of people are not, number one, equipped to do. Number two, ready to do. Number three, prepared to do. Number four, want to do. Don't idolize other people's relationships. Don't do it. Another reason why we don't idolize other people's relationships, the bad relationships are faking it for you. This is the second reason why we don't idolize anybody's romantic relationships, because the bad relationships are faking it for you. Some of the most toxic relationships are some of the most public relationships. Some of the most abusive relationships are some of the most outwardly, socially, physically loving, caring, wonderful relationships. There are plenty of relationships that you look at that are seen in public, that are uplifted, that are touted as relationship goals, and actually those relationships are based on nothing real. Those relationships are based on abuse. Those relationships are based on nasty things. They're not based on life-giving things. Those relationships are fake, okay? Do not idolize other people's relationships, because a lot of times you're idolizing relationships that do not actually exist. They only exist in the realm of social media. They only exist in the realm in front of other people. But behind the closed doors, those relationships are absolutely toxic. Those relationships are absolutely abusive. Those relationships are absolutely fake. Those relationships are absolutely devoid of passion. Those relationships are composed and made up of one person who is controlling and abusive, and another person who is being erased and silenced, okay? Stop idolizing other people's relationships. Nobody's relationships need to be relationship goals for you. The third reason why it is really dangerous and not a good practice to idolize people's relationships. To build on point number 2 that I mentioned, when we idolize people's relationships and it's actually a bad relationship, it traps the person who is being abused or victimized in a narrative, and it makes it harder for that person to escape that narrative. Like I said before, this video was inspired by a Facebook status that I put up yesterday. And a common theme that I received from a lot of femmes and women and gays and queers in the comments was the fact that so many of them have been in relationships that were idolized. So many of them had been in relationships that had been touted as relationship goals, and behind the scenes they were being abused. Behind the scenes they were being victimized. So the more people were like, oh my God, relationship goals, because their spouse or their person acted a certain way, played a certain role in public and on social media, it made it harder for the victimized party, for the abused party, for the oppressed party to come out and speak their story. And even when they would speak their story, they were met with a lot of disdain. They were met with a lot of messed up energy. They were met with a lot of like craziness. Stop idolizing and stop putting other people's romantic relationships on pedestals in your life. Stop placing these relationships as relationship goals in your life when you have no idea what is going on behind closed doors. Stop doing that. Good relationships are not cookie cutter experiments. There is not one fits all for everybody. We all require different things. There is mental health at play here. There is trauma and pain at play here. There is the effect of, like, if you're black, if you're indigenous, that's at play here. You know, like, relationships are individual. And real good relationships, be them friendship, be them familial, be them romantic, require presence of mind. They require healing. Healthy relationships is not a one-size-fits-all. It doesn't matter if it's a romantic relationship, a familial relationship, a friendship relationship. Healthy relationships are not a one-size-fit-all. They're absolutely, positively not a one-size-fit-all. And because of that fact, you cannot and you should not idolize anybody's relationship. Nobody's relationship should be goals for you. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Nobody's relationship should be goals for you. Nobody's relationship should be goals for you. So it's interesting. There's so many people that we love, that we uplift, that we see all the amazing things that they do from the outside. And we're not going to discount the great things that people do, but also so much of that is so fake. So much of that is about keeping up with the Joneses. So much of that is about hiding. Which brings me to point number 3. Do not idolize people's relationships, especially romantic relationships, Because a lot of this idolization is created from images. And these images, this energy, images are easy to manipulate. And a lot of abusers, a lot of oppressors, a lot of people in relationships who are only interested in hurting their partners utilize social media. They utilize propaganda to isolate their partners. They utilize, they get real public with, oh, look how lovingly I love this person out loud. And so it creates a space where the person who is being abused, the person who is being victimized, cannot speak out. We don't idolize. It's not a good idea to idolize people's relationships, because so many of these relationships involved abusers and people who are oppressed. So many relationships, these abusers use the propaganda of social media. They use the propaganda of outward manipulation to isolate, to further isolate, and then further abuse their victims. Stop. Stop, y'all. Stop. Stop. Stop idolizing people's relationships when you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. Stop. Nobody's relationship should be relationship goals for you. And I want to be clear. It's okay to celebrate good relationships. It's okay to see people who've been together 20 years, 30 years, and they're genuinely happy. They are well adjusted. They're handling their healing work. They're all of that. It's okay to celebrate good relationships. It's okay to see aspects of people's relationships and say, hey, I want that. You know, I see that. I uplift that. That's a good trait in a relationship. It's okay to celebrate those things. It's okay. It's absolutely, positively okay to do that. But be careful with idolizing different people's relationships. Be careful, because we have no idea what someone is going through. We have no idea what someone is going through. And unless you're clear about that information, there's a lot of us who say relationship goals. Oh, I want that. But if that relationship isn't authentic, if that relationship that we're basing our relationship goals on isn't genuine, then we've effectively built a standard in our life based on a relationship that doesn't exist, that doesn't have a foundation for greatness or longevity. You know? Stop. Nobody's relationship is relationship goals for you. Nobody's relationship is relationship goals for you. Celebrate good relationships. Celebrate that, because there are authentic relationships. I don't want this video to come off as me not believing in the power of beautiful relationships. I don't want this video to come off as me being skeptical of the fact that good relationships exist. No, it's not that. But because I do, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of actually really good relationships. Healthy relationships exist, where partners support each other. They help each other. They encourage each other. They love each other. I have a few, more than a few good examples of that. So I don't want this message to come off as the fact that I don't like or don't believe in good relationships. However, what I do know about those good relationships is that it took work. And what I do know about a lot of the relationships that we idolize, they're not real. They're not real. They're fake, they're superficial, they're unhappy, they're passionless at best. At best. And the worst ones are filled with abuse and oppression and a whole lot of other ugly energy. So, stop. Stop idolizing everybody else's, someone else's, anybody else's romantic relationships. Because you have no idea what they're dealing with behind closed doors. All right, y'all. So that's the end of this video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Once again, if you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling this, if you're feeling me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with these here shenanigans again and again and again. I'm here for you anytime you press play, anytime you press replay, baby. I got your back. And on that note, now it's time to say goodbye to all my ratchet friends. And you are my ratchet friends. You are also my divine friends. And you are also my sugar honey dumplings. So, y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Drink your water. Love yourself. Do your Kegels. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.